All right. Welcome to the That's It Fantasy Football Podcast. Week number 8 has finished. We are now embarking toward the halfway point. Week number 9. Joey Barista in the house. We got Ryan Loud. And Jake is taking a PTO day. So something about a World Series of some sort. So I get it.
Yeah. I don't know what the P stands for because we're not paid for this. So you guys can fill in that.
Yeah, you know what it is? I didn't know if he wasn't showing up because of all the trash he was talking and then the shellacking he took. I don't know if he wanted to face that. So,
very possible.
Acknowledge it. It's acknowledged. Okay? Acknowledged. Hey, listen. Jake took an L. Loud, did you win or did you lose? I think you took an L.
I took an L. I took a major L.
You took a major L, and it's the first time all season, week number 8, that I won and you both lost. So, that's all. That's all.
All right. I mean, I'm still way up higher in the standings than you, but you're on the up.
I'll take it.
I appreciate that.
I feel blessed.
There you go. Hashtag blessed.
Yeah. Listen, crazy week. Running back scored a bajillion points.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people scored a bajillion points. It was a high-scoring week. Wish the whole year was like that, but it hasn't been like that. But
yeah, it's weird, right?
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Very weird. I mean, I wish it was normal.
More exciting that way, yeah.
So before we get into the pick'ems for this week, did you want to go over the standings where we stand?
Yeah, let's get into that. Right, I'll go through last week's picks first. You both went 3-3, but myself, I picked every game correctly except my own. So I went 5-1.
Good for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good for you.
Season totals, that puts us at you with a 479 record, 23 correct, 25 incorrect. I jumped up to a 542, 26 correct, 22 incorrect. And Jake is still on top, 28-20 with a 583 record for our season so far.
All right. Well, listen, I'm excited for this week. It's always one of my favorites. It's on the calendar for me once the season schedule comes out in August. So without any more delay, let's get into this week's pick'ems.
All right, here we go. Somebody's dressed for action. Yeah. Since Jake's not here, I'm going to read out his picks. I'm going to go through all the matches in the normal order. Hopefully I don't get karate chopped off the podcast or anything. Here we go. First up is Jeffrey against myself. Jake has picked me. I have also picked myself, although I do think it's going to be a lot closer than projected. And I will leave that to you to handle the majority of this one, Jose.
Yeah, I think you have it there. So I selected you as well.
All right. There we go. Next matchup is our absentee, Jake, against Ronnie. Jake picked himself, of course. Jose, who you got for this one?
I'm also selecting Jake. Yeah, I got Jake on this one as well.
All right, that makes it a trifecta because Ronnie is still chasing the IR.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to skip the next matchup skip on to the next one. Throw a little audible here. Next match, Papo against Tom. Jake has picked Papo. Who do you have?
No surprise here. Speaking of chasing IR, going against Tom this week is like chasing bye weeks. He has like 7 buys. And 9 roster spots or something like that. So I have Papo in this one as well.
That is my exact same pick for the same reason. Tom's got a lot of bye weeks. We'll see how he pulls through. But Papo just whooped me last week, so I think he's going to keep it going.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. That leads us into Charles against B-Rich. Jake has picked Charles. Who you got, Charles or Brian?
Gotta go with Charles on this one.
All right. Trifecta on that one as well. I know I was the world's #1 B-Rich fan last week, but I don't think he can quite keep it going here. Next match is Mike against Adam. Jake has selected Adam for this one. Jose, who you got?
Who do you have?
Oh, asking me first, huh? All right. I'm
Yeah,
going
who do you
with
have?
Adam. I'm going with Adam because Mike has a couple big bye weeks to contend with. But I still think
Okay,
this one
I
is
had
close.
I had Adam down, and I actually told Mike on lunch today that I was going to pick Adam, but I'm going to select Mike for pick'em strategy. But I can see it going either way. It was actually one of the harder matchups to pick. But I'll change mine to Mike.
That is tough. And then the last one that I skipped purposely, the main event of the week. AJ
It's always the main event.
against Jose. Jake has selected you, my friend, supporting his brother.
I
I
appreciate
am
that.
I am selecting AJ just for the hell of it and a little drama and a little separation. But I'm going to hand the reins over to you. For this.
I tell you this, he does something to my team. He brings out the best in my team, and it's there's only 2 matchups I want to win every year. It's the Dot Shit Bowl and when I go against AJ. Like, that's it. Like, I go into the season going, I got to win at least 2. I got to beat AJ, and if it comes down to it, I got to win that last matchup.
Yeah.
It is Cobra Kai season, folks. My team is going to their depths, to their inner peace. That's it. It's Cobra Kai season. This is where he's going to get the fucking shellacking, the shellacking he fucking deserves.
Oh man.
I picked AJ to win. You read it on my sheet there. I picked him, but I can't pick AJ. I was going to do it, and I can't. I'm gonna pick myself.
All right.
I'll figure it out. I mean, listen, it's a 2-6 team versus a 3-5 team. On paper, it looks like it's nothing, but it means a lot more than that.
Yes, sir.
So
a lot of bragging rights there, and I typed in you for your pick way before we even started this, so I figured that's how that was going down.
So Cobra Kai season, brother. Good luck.
Oh, boy.
Let's fucking get it. I don't want to hear it. Let's fucking go. I know you got a lot of players on Monday, so this one's going to take a long time.
Ooh, I like that little Monday night drama.
Let's go to the end.
That's always a good time.
Oh, it's going to be Monday night drama.
Yeah,
So
we like that.
There'll be a lot of people on watch. So I remember, week 3, week 4, he's like over here screenshotting my matchups, like everybody gave a shit when I lost at like fucking 11 o'clock on a Monday. So we'll see what happens to you. Karma's a bitch. Let's get it.
Woo! Oh, watch out now. Jesus. All right. That's our matchups. I'm also excited. That gives me more reason to watch the Monday night game because I tend to kind of half-ass watch them, depending on who's playing. But
yeah, for sure.
And somebody who, regardless of who wins that, somebody's going to hear it for a whole week after. That's just how it's going to be.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
100%.
See what happens.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep this going. Let's jump into some highs and lows.
All right. Let's get into these highs and lows now that Mr. Cobra Kai is gone and Mr. Joey Bone is back.
Listen, I changed my team name. It's official. Cobra Kai. We're going in it. I'm ready.
Bada boom. All right. You want to start us off this week?
Yeah. Let's start off with some quarterback highs here. I chose Tua. I can't pronounce his last name 3 years into the season. Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know if that makes any sense. He went for 382 and 3. I mean, he died 4 weeks ago, and he came back. So it's insane. It's insane. The offense is insane.
Yeah, that's
it.
Wild.
That's all I got.
And I was the victim of both of his receivers. I picked your boy Kyler Murray. Nice 29.6.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you.
We appreciate that.
Did quite well. A lot of good quarterback play this week. I mean, it was pretty easy to pick a high-scoring quarterback, but that's who I went with. He's looking good. He's got he's got some weapons back. Looking good. Jake, of course, picked who else? Jalen Hurts. His notes are 4 TDs, no INTs. I mean, Eagles are scoring points,
A bajillion.
Yeah, to say the least.
A bajillion. Yeah, they're scoring a bajillion points.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll tell you, before we jump into running back highs, my goodness, was there so many running back highs this week? It was nuts.
Yeah, 2 were on the same team.
Yeah. Yeah.
AKA the scenario I was talking about.
honorable mention, but Travis Etienne, I think, was like ranked 6th, and he had himself a hell of a game. And he was like 6th this week. So it was crazy. A ton of points. Who was Jake's high running back?
Etienne was 7th, by the way. Not too shabby. Good guess.
Okay.
Jake's running back.
That was before Sunday, I think.
Yeah, true.
That was before Chubb. Chubb probably finished ahead of him.
He did, right above. Nicely done. Look at you. Joey Stats.
Yeah.
Killing it. Anyway, speaking of a bajillion points
analytics.
And a bajillion different ways to score points, Jake picked CMC, Christian McCaffrey, goes to his new team, gets a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown.
Triple crown.
Wild. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Did you hear like the number that like Jimmy Garoppolo, like 50-something games to throw a 30-yard touchdown pass or something like that? Or 52 days or something like that. It was like a global amount of time, but it took him like 2 days. 2 games.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Crazy stuff.
Nuts.
So
crazy points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And myself, I chose the guy who got to carry the mantle after that trade was made in the real NFL. D'Onta Foreman scored, what did he score? 31.8. So clearly the running game is still pretty strong in Carolina, despite them not being so strong in general.
Yeah. Now listen, Chuba Hubbard obviously didn't play. He's inactive. So a lot of rushing, a lot of carries for D'Onta Foreman. But still crazy to think that was going down, especially like how many of those games did McCaffrey have when he was a Panther?
Yeah.
And now they're almost going to be 2-0 without McCaffrey, but they make that penalty and it's kind of costing them the game, but the offense looks like it's flowing a little better without him.
Yeah, it's wild. You'd think they would be.
It reminds me of like when Beckham left the Browns and all of a sudden, or like when Beckham got hurt and he wasn't playing with the Browns for a little bit, and then the offense was moving because everybody was so like focused on like getting him the ball.
Yeah.
That, Cam Newton, it was very natural for him like to check down and to play that role, but I guess everybody else can't figure out how to get him incorporated. Well, San Francisco figured that out. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Real quick. All right. I guess it's on to receiver.
So my running back high.
Your running back, yeah,
running back high. This man, okay, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. He scored a bajillion points, okay, and he has now tied the NFL record for 6 200-yard rushing games. He has the record. They tied the record.
Nice.
4 are against the Houston Texans, and I'm almost positive those 4 games are in a row.
Oh, like the last 4?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The last 4 times he played the Texans. I know it's definitely the last 2, but it could be the last 4. So I don't know if the Titans play the Texans again this year, right? Same division? Or am I crazy? Same division, right?
Their division, yeah.
So I don't know if they play them again this year. Let me check really quickly.
Yeah, I don't know if they played twice yet or not.
I don't know. Bopple, where you at? Where you at? Here you go, Derrick Henry. Game log. Houston. No, they play Houston week 16. Ooh, baby. So, pretty nuts. Derrick Henry, beast.
I tell you what.
Who do you guys have for
really
quarterback?
Nice.
I'm sorry, for wide receiver.
That might, before you get into that might work out really nice for playoff times. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're there.
All right, receiver?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go first. Kind of along the same lines as Kyler Murray. DeAndre Hopkins is clearly back in the building. Second highest points scored this week, 33.9. Like he never even skipped a beat.
Like he plays football like a grown man.
Yes.
Like, did you see the touchdown catch? Did you see it?
Nah, I missed it.
So he throws this touchdown pass, and it's like 6 yards off the end zone, like 6 on the 6 yard line, rather, like somewhere in there. Like maybe it was a 5 yard touchdown pass. Went crazy. It was a slant.
Yeah.
And he's being guarded by 2 people, and he throws it like a foot and a half in front of him, and he's guarded by 2 people, and literally people are hanging off him, and he just puts his arm out and does a one-handed catch in the end zone on a slant on like the 5. From the 5. It was wild.
Yeah.
If you're a Kyler Murray fan, like a fantasy player, you're like, no, don't throw that pass. Like, what are you doing? And then like in a second, I'm like, yo, that was a good pass. Like it was completely forgotten and forgiven. I don't know. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, do it again. Give me a 2-point conversion. Like I was ready to go. Yeah.
Very big, very big.
Who's yours, who was for wide receiver?
Yeah.
So, wide receiver, I had a combo this week, believe it or not. I chose 2 players because they started on the same team, Hill and Waddle. Hill had 31.5 points. Waddle had 30.6 points. So, almost identical points. However, Waddle, 8 catches for 106 and 2 touchdowns. That equals 30.6. Or you can get 12 catches, no touchdowns for 188 yards. So
wow.
I just thought that was interesting. Like, how do you want to get 30 points? Any way you want. You can get all touchdowns or just catch all receiving yards. So I thought that was pretty wild. And I think that's like the second time they almost hit 40 each. Like, I think that was like the big game that everybody went nuts about, right?
Yeah,
and that was an overtime game. Like, this is regulation. This was regulation. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it was not nice to be on the receiving end of that. And the two of them are first and fifth overall for this season for wide receivers as well, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, of course, has relished yet another opportunity to pick an Eagle because A.J. Brown tops of the league this week, 39.6 points. His notes are just GOAT, lowercase with a period, and Jake's a jerk. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. So the Eagles, I saw the other day, the Eagles are favored to win every game here on out, like 67%, 70%, 80%, 70%, 60%, up until they play one team. They're, as of today, projected to only have a 47% chance to win. And it's one team. And that would be the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
So I just thought that was interesting, Jake. I'd love to hear your thought on that.
That's wild.
Let's drop some lows.
Yes, sir. I'll start with Jake's. He's got some nice notes on this one. It's like he actually tried, so we'll go with that. His low.
Always appreciate that.
Derek Carr. He had 1.9 points. Notes here.
Oh, wait. Did you say his low receiver? Hold on. Did you say his low receiver?
No, we did all the highs. His high receiver was A.J. Brown. Now we're on lows. Quarterbacks.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Sorry.
We good.
Sorry.
All good.
Derek Carr
got a whopping 1.9. Jake writes, every QB that upgraded receiver has made leaps. This guy gets Devontae Adams and gets worse. And also, Jake is petitioning to fire Josh McDaniels.
Who's a worse coach? Okay. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions on this. Is it the Denver Broncos with Hackett? Is it Arthur, whatever his name is, in Atlanta? Or is it Josh McDaniels?
Oh, I don't think Atlanta, because they're kind of they're righting their ship a bit, I think.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to. They got to get the first pick. They should be losing.
Nah.
Or throw the ball to Pitts. Or throw the ball to Jake London. Drake London had 1 point, 1 catch. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get it at all.
But we're not on receiver.
He's like making boneheaded calls.
Yeah. They're all bad. At least one
They're
of them
all bad.
if not all of them. Maybe not the Atlanta coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, who's your low for QBs, bud?
Derek Carr. Booty cheeks. He was booty cheeks of the week.
You're also picking Derek Carr?
No, you asked me who mine was? I was just saying how bad Derek Carr was.
It was terrible.
I had to actually search the depths of the player list. I actually chose a quarterback that wasn't even rostered by anybody, but it was such a bad performance that I just want to make it notable and put it on record and document it. So there was 2 quarterbacks this week that made their NFL debut. Okay. Ellinger from the Colts and Malik Willis of the Titans. Ellinger tried. He was actually completing passes. He was doing things that NFL quarterbacks should do. Malik Willis went 5 for 7 for like 57 yards and an interception. It was like 1.4 points. It was terrible. No wonder Derrick Henry ran the ball for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It was all their offense.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that guy. I mean, I remember Daniel Jones and everybody's saying this and that. Now, granted, he was drafted in the first round. I know Malik Willis was drafted in the third. I get it, but my God, like, put Desmond Ridder out there for Atlanta. Like, he ain't gonna be that bad. I bet he ain't gonna be that bad.
Yeah.
Please.
Pretty crazy. Yeah. Now, kind of like you alluded to about picking a different quarterback, it was actually kind of hard to pick a bad quarterback per se. So I went with the next lowest points for a starter, which was Joe Burrow, which you'd go, oh, okay, he did bad this week. He didn't have his star receiver, Still scored 18.4 points, which I think is just a good just shows how well quarterbacks played this week. That out of all the 12 started, the second lowest was 18.
No, I'm with you on that. I was shocked at how much the offense struggled without Ja'Marr Chase, or how much they were out of rhythm at first. Because I just thought T. Higgins was going to be peppered, and Tyler Boyd was going to get looked at, or even the Hayden Hurst. I just thought they were going to get everybody else involved, but instead it looked like it almost reminded me of the first half of the year with the Arizona Cardinals. Without DeAndre Hopkins, the offense just looks terrible. And I didn't think it was going to be a flip like that. So it's going to be interesting to see. I still picked Adam to win this week, obviously. Because why not? But it was interesting. I mean, I think that the matchup between Mike and Adam this week is really going to come down to what kind of Joe Burrow comes out. I'm really curious to see how it goes down. But.
Definitely. All right. I believe that covers QBs for all of us. You want to start us off with the running back, Lo?
I chose Eno Benjamin. He had 22 points, I think, last week, or 23 points last week. This week he had 22 yards, 8.5 points. James Conner was out. He had his chance to have another Devontae Freeman moment, and I don't know. Benjamin, that was kind of disappointing. Even if he was going against me, you still want to see it go down, and it was just they didn't move the ball at all. And I think the Cardinals had well, granted they were behind against the Vikings, which was surprising. I think I picked the Cardinals to beat the Vikings, so we'll see what kind of Vikings team. I mean, the Vikings obviously are playing much better. They only have one loss. They're like a dark horse. I don't know. You don't want to play the Vikings right now. Their defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
And their star players play like star players. So, but I just thought, Benjamin, 22 rushing yards, 8.5 points.
Yeah. For myself, I went with a guy I shouted out, I believe last week, if not the week before. Scored surprisingly low. Josh Jacobs only had 10 attempts for 43 yards, ended with 7.4 points. Definitely much less than team owners of him are used to. And then to rag on another guy, we'll let you know who Jake's pick is. Picked his boy Taylor. His notes are more fumbles than touchdowns this year. # washed.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's a stat, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. I think he's brutal.
He's currently ranked 32nd among running backs. Pretty good for a top pick, huh?
Pretty good. It's almost fleecing season.
Yeah.
Get your fleece out.
Yeah. All right, that gets us to low receivers. I'll start with Jake, because he's someone that you talked about already. He picked Drake London, said he's this year's version of Kyle Pitts last year. Same team, same results.
Okay, no. I just don't understand. I don't know if I said this last week on the podcast. I just don't understand why they selected him with the 10th pick or the top 10 pick if they weren't planning on running an offense this year that would have to require elite receivers or receivers that have above average catching capabilities.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Then do something else with your pick or trade out. but like
Yeah.
you had no intentions of passing this year.
Yeah. I don't get it.
None. I really, it's so frustrating. Adam, you're a Drake London owner. I got Kyle Pitts. I mean, we can't stress our frustration enough. I think his coach was it Arthur Smith? Is that his name? He's a bum. He's a bum.
You like this guy, huh?
I don't. I think it's terrible. If I was an Atlanta Falcons fan, I'd be upset.
Yeah. Anyway, had 7.1 his last 5 weeks from week 4 on 3.7, 7.5, 7.0, 1.9, 7.1. So it's seeming like he's not the answer.
No.
Nah.
My laptop might die in the next 10 minutes, so I just realized that. I thought, that's my bad. That's my bad.
All right, who's your receiver, bud?
It was Zay Jones who went 3 for 28 and had 6.5 points. However, the fact that nobody said Devontae Adams, didn't Devontae Adams get like 1 catch for 1 yard or something like that?
He did.
So it has to be Devontae Adams. I'm sorry. So Zay Jones, you did better than Devontae Adams. I mean, put that on a T-shirt. Frame it for your house. That is insane. I'm tired of this. Derek Carr offense is garbage. That's another one. Do something. Be better than that. I don't know what they're going to do.
The only reason I didn't pick, well, okay, 2 reasons I didn't pick Devontae Adams. I'm tired of shouting out my guys for scoring low, especially with him. And 2,
okay,
I went
I'll
looking
do it
around.
for you.
Thank you, appreciate it. It's bad news. Derek Carr ain't helping. What I did was I went through all the starters and was looking at lowers, and I saw that one Robbie Anderson was flexed and got a good old Easter egg.
Doing Robbie Anderson things. Here's the thing.
Yep.
I just want to go back to Devontae Adams real quick. He had 1 catch for 3 yards and finished with 1.2. Now, guys, we know how math works. That doesn't make any sense. It should be 1.3. How does 1 get 1.2? Well, when you get negative 1 yard rushing, that's what happens. So, there you go.
Start on.
So long is right. Wolf.
Oh man. All right.
That was fun. That
Yeah,
was
good.
fun.
Good.
We'll just rip this along. We're at the 35-minute mark, 30 and change right now. Let's get into these bold predictions.
All right. We'll do this quick since your laptop's dying apparently. 2
Pump
things
the
we got
brakes.
to
Do it.
We got to shout out both of ourselves, which is great, even greater because Jake isn't here. I believe both of us got our bold predictions correct.
That's it.
Yeah. Be rich. Made me look like not an idiot for once. Appreciate it.
Oof. B-Rich scored over 120 as Lau boldly predicted. And I forget mine. Oh, Marcus Mariota outscored Lamar Jackson. How's that taste? Not he and I picked Papa to win. It was like I put my numbers on, red 30 and hit. Like it was like Papa won and Mariota outscored Lamar Jackson. Wild.
Crazy. Nicely done. So yeah, we both and I was the only one that picked B Rich and he won and also scored over 120. So look at us.
There you go. It's like we know something.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Probably not. Anyway, that's that. I unfortunately did not get a bold prediction from Jake. So I don't think so anyway, unless you saw that and I didn't. My bold prediction, I'm going to take a bit of a dig at Jake, call out something in his matchup. Despite scoring 1.9, I think Derek Carr is going to outscore Justin Herbert this week in his matchup. And if that happens, he will be pissed.
Derek Carr is going to... he will be pissed.
Yeah.
Derek Carr outscores. For a second, I thought you said Derrick Henry. I was like, oh, that's not too bad. It's possible. I was like, oh, Derek Carr?
That's their quarterback matchup in their game.
Oh my God. That's wild. Okay.
So
let me see here. Mariota against Josh Allen this week could happen. Could lightning strike twice? No, definitely not. Let me see here. No. Oh man, there's so many good ones. There's so many. Oh, that's a good one too. Evan Ingram outscores Travis Kelce. They're playing each other this week. That could be wild.
That's
I don't know. I think let's get a bold prediction. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. I wish I should have came prepared. I apologize to the listeners.
Yeah. You only had a full costume to prepare, but didn't have a bold prediction.
I know. I'd like to do matchups now where like they're playing against each other, like a player versus a player, but like one could be an upset. And I'm trying to see like, okay,
player
like
over a certain amount.
that's just not. I think. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay, guys, I'll do this. I think Antonio Gibson's going to have another touchdown.
Oh.
I think Antonio Gibson's going to have another touchdown. That's my bold prediction. So I think he got in last week with a receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
I think he was left for dead. I think somebody picked him up, shined him up. Which is crazy because Brian Robinson, when he got in that main start, I predicted that he was going to outscore Antonio Gibson, and that was going to be like the trajectory.
Yeah.
And then I think it's almost like it paused for a little bit, and it's going back down. So I'll do a double prediction. I'll do a double down. Antonio Gibson's going to have a touchdown, and James Robinson's going to have more points than Brian Robinson.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll do a twofer.
Man, that's going to be
parlay. A two-leg parlay.
He's hot off a trade, too. So
yeah, he didn't play. Bold. I mean, I'm not starting him this week just because I'm just going to see what happens with the offense. Plus, they're playing the Bills, so it's going to be tough. But we'll see what happens. I'm curious. Trust me, I'm a fan. I want to see how it works, how it goes. Listen, that concludes another one of our wonderful episodes of the
That's it, Fantasy Football League
podcast.
Oh.
So, listen, it's good. It's great. A lot of good matchups this week. We'll see how it goes. If Jake were here, he'd be saying some wild, reckless things at this point as the music's going. So I think the World Series can care less who wins. I think they're both a bunch of cheaters on both ends of the ball. And let's get this wrapped up so we can get Aaron Judge his money. Enough about baseball. There was a stat this week that the Knicks were 0-3 on the road, and so are the Warriors. So who's the better team? All right, let's go. Giants on a bye this week. We can't lose. Woo! So long.
See ya.